Call Cooner now. 301-984-9570.
But everybody's got twilight fever. Today, Sarah Palin, former governor of Alaska,
Yes.
was in a helicopter shooting werewolves.
We surely hope he will quit, that he will be like any other kid, not smoking. But I can't stand seeing him hurting himself. What can we do but accept it as it is?
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, he's two. You can't watch him all the time. I think in the middle of a catastrophic oil spill and a struggling economy, it is amazing what a single fat nicotine-addicted baby can do to lift this nation's spirits.
Welcome back to the Cooner Show on 570 WTNT, the last honest man in Washington. My friends, that reference in the late-night political playback of the late-night comedians, there is a YouTube video just going viral. Ray tells me it's raging.
Like sensation, Jeff.
It's a sensation. It's this apparently Ray, this chubby,
Asian,
Indonesian kid,
bowling ball looking.
Yeah, he's like a bowling ball. Ray says you can almost
kid.
roll him. He's 2 years old.
And this kid, literally, Jeff, he smokes
like 2 to 3 packs a day. You see video, just puffing. He's just puffing a cigarette.
You ever seen the video of those blowfish under the water? And they're like, with their mouths, they open their mouths real big, and it almost looks like they're puffing, not smoke out, but it's this tiny little massive kid that's 2, and he chain smokes cigarettes, and the parents are like, what can we do to fix it? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe in fact, the kid's 2. You can nip this in the butt right now.
Well, I don't know. Deny him the cigarettes. Don't give him cigarettes. Call me old-fashioned, Ray.
You'd be a good dad, Jeff.
Call me old-fashioned. But no, see, I'm damaging the kid's self-esteem, Ray.
You're right.
You can't have that.
Child Protective Services.
Yeah, they take the kid away from me. How could you do that? How could you slap him on the hand and say, no, don't touch the cigarettes? It's child abuse. You're destroying the kid's self-esteem. I've beaten him before he's even started, Ray.
I want to know, how did the kid get his first cigarette, and how is he addicted to? Was he in the crib just taking a Marlboro Red, taking a drag in between the bottle? Like, good Lord.
Honestly, I don't know what the world's coming to. I mean, I don't know what the world's coming to, really. And I got to tell you something. What is it that liberals, what's their greatest mantra? What is their religion? Many of you will say, well, it's global warming. Yes, but not really. Many of you say, well, Jeff, it's socialism. Yes, but not really. What is the one thing that they always, ad nauseum, I mean, it's like the kid puffing the cigarette. They just won't stop. It's like their addiction. They just keep going, puffing on this thing, blowing on it, talking about it, ad nauseum. Race. Racism. The greatest sin, in their view, is racism. It's the worst thing. It's what they use against the Tea Party movement. It's what they've always used against conservatives. It's their club, their weapon, to beat down anybody that opposes their radical agenda. I have been called, literally, if I had a nickel for every time I was called a racist by the liberal left, Ray, forget a millionaire. I'd be a billionaire. I'd be up there with George Soros. I'd be toppling socialist economies instead of capitalist economies. I'd be the master manipulator. Seriously, I'd have billions of dollars. I wouldn't have a talk show. I go, you know what? Let's bring down Castro's Cuba. You know what? Let's bring down communist China. You know what? Let's bring down the USS of A. Obama's socialist America, let me bring it down. I'm going to go for all the big socialist states now. I want all of them. That's what I would do if I just had a nickel for every time I was called a racist. But now, all of a sudden, today was Robert Byrd's funeral. The late senator from West Virginia. The Democrat. And as everybody knows, how did he get his start in politics? He joined the KKK. He not only joined the KKK, he formed his own chapter. And in speech after speech, statement after statement, he glorified white supremacy and said the greatest thing that could ever happen to the United States was to keep Jim Crow and keep segregation. That's what Robert Byrd said. That's what he said not once, not twice, but for years throughout his political career. But now, today, the zipper-in-chief, Bubba, Bill Clinton comes back. He's left his mistresses for a day. I don't know how he did it. And he had to fly down and deliver the eulogy right beside Joe Biden, the buffoon, and the dear leader, Barack Obama. And then Bill Clinton takes the stage, and what does he say about Robert Byrd? Listen to Bubba. In his own words, Ray, roll the clip, baby.
There are a lot of people who wrote these eulogies for Senator Byrd in the newspapers, and I read a bunch of them, and they mentioned that he once had a fleeting association with the Ku Klux Klan. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. He was a country boy from the hills and hollows of West Virginia. He was trying to get elected. And maybe he did something he shouldn't have done. And he spent the rest of his life making it up. And that's what a good person does.
That's right.
There are no perfect people. There are certainly no perfect politicians.
Well, you certainly weren't perfect, Bubba. Monica Gate, oral sex in the Oval Office, selling our precious nuclear technology to China, allowing Pakistan to go nuclear, encouraging Iran to go nuclear. You certainly weren't. Perjury, obstruction of justice, selling this country down the river through NAFTA. You certainly weren't perfect, Mr. President. Raping Granita Broderick, raping women, assaulting Paula Jones, assaulting Jennifer Flowers, assaulting Kathleen Willey. You certainly weren't perfect, huh, Bubba? But now, all of a sudden, hey, come on, he made up for it. Everybody's got to join the Ku Klux Klan sometime to get elected. Don't blame him. Tell me, Bill, Bubba, Zipper in Chief, I know you got to run to Hillary to plot how to topple the dear leader. I understand that. But let me ask you this. It wasn't just in 1946. In 1964, Senator Robert Byrd filibustered the Civil Rights Act. He voted against the Voting Rights Act. He did everything he could to prevent civil rights from being implemented for African Americans. He was an enemy of freedom. He was an enemy of human equality. He was an enemy of human dignity. And then what did he do for most of his life? He continued his defense of segregation and an assault on human rights by championing abortion, which is the slavery of our time. So don't lecture us, Bubba, about politicians being imperfect. The problem is the Democratic Party is imperfect, and everybody knows it but you. This is Jeff Cooner on 570 WTNT. Do you think Al Gore will be arrested for sexual assault? We will have that and so much more after the break. You are listening to the last honest man in Washington.